Hello, everybody. How you doing today? Get a chair, get a snack, get comfortable, and get ready as we present to you our last brain cells left. How you been, Finn?
I'm doing good. I don't have a very crazy question to ask.
You're gonna start this one out pretty chill. Okay.
Yeah,
good to
we're
know.
starting this one chill.
Yeah, you
I'm
started with a
feeling
real
chill today.
left hook laugh time.
You know why?
Last time.
Laugh
Why?
time. Guys, it's laugh time. Everybody laugh.
Haha.
Anyways, haha. What was I gonna say? Oh, you know why? I'm back on my meds.
Oh wow! Hey, congrats.
Yeah.
How's that experience been?
Oh God, I'm not loopy anymore. When I turn my head really fast, my brain doesn't go wah wah wah, wah whenever. Anyways.
Is it the sound it makes when it's like sloshing in your skull?
I don't think so. It's just kind of like, so for those of you who experience this, you know the sound when it's completely quiet and you hear like ringing in your ears?
I think that's called tinnitus.
No, it's different. I've looked
Okay.
I've looked this up. It's different.
Okay.
But yeah, so when it's completely quiet, I hear ringing, like just a really high pitched ringing in my ear. So it's that, but instead of it just being like a constant like ee, it like pulses. It's a very weird feeling, and I don't like it at all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
It's very frustrating. It
I
gets
can
annoying
imagine
very
that being
quickly.
frustrating.
Now let's add onto this pile of crap cake, working retail, and you have yourself a panic attack, which I almost had the other day.
Oh, lovely.
I talked about that last episode, yeah.
Yes,
Had
you
to-
definitely went. I mean, and some just loose stories, but with your coworker and whatnot. Did something
Yeah,
new
yeah, yeah.
happen that brought this on, or?
The panic attack or me taking my meds?
Yes.
Well, no. So basically, as you guys may know, and as it might not be a surprise to like any of you, and I'm very open about my mental health. I have depression. I have anxiety.
Same.
I'm convinced I have a very like a minor form of PTSD. And then what else did I name? Oh, ADHD. How could I forget that one? Riddled.
A little ironic considering
Riddled
that one
with
came up
it.
last in the list.
Yeah, and also my psychiatrist that I went to for like 3 weeks thinks I have BPD, but I don't talk about that one because that's not confirmed, so I don't say that I have it. But anyways,
Very fair.
so I take medicine, and what basically happened was I had an appointment with my doctor, just like with my regular doctor who is in control of my medical stuff.
Like dosage and whatnot, or just
Just my prescriptions in general.
okay.
Like she took care of it because my psychiatrist wasn't doing very good. So
I'm sure that doesn't hurt anything at all.
Oh no, it didn't, not at all. So I have I had an appointment with her, and then 3 months later I had another appointment, and she gives me 90 pills that I have to take every day. So it's 3 months, right? So by the time I'm finishing up my pills, I'm getting a refill.
Right.
So
at least that's the
anxiety.
That's what
Anxiety decided to kick my ass for like 3 weeks, and I missed 3 different appointments with her. So I hadn't taken my pills for a solid like month.
okay.
Hence why I was so crazy. And I'm still, don't get me wrong, I'm still crazy, but it's just, I can keep
Different
my thoughts
kind
a
of
little
crazy.
bit more organized. Yeah, exactly. It's a normal kind of crazy. It's
You went from
it's a
bold to
fun kind
italicized.
of crazy.
Yeah, I get it.
There you go. But yeah, funny thing though, as I started taking my meds, and the first day I took my like just a pill, I went to work that night because I take my meds in the morning. I went to work that night, and my work friend looks at me and she's like, "There's something different about you. I don't know what it is. You're more mellow today." And I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "Oh, I started taking my meds," and she was like, "Oh." So apparently it's noticeable.
It's
It's
I
apparently
suppose we'll
noticeable.
find out within this next hour or so.
Yeah, you guys let me know if you notice any differences.
It is very funny that your coworker was just like, "There's a muzzle on
clocked
you,
it.
but I can't tell."
She clocked it immediately.
Damn,
It
that's
was
a good friend
crazy.
right there.
Yeah, that is a good friend. But speaking of medicine,
Oh boy.
and there's going to be a lot of people who might be a little disappointed in me, but also not surprised at all.
Oh boy. This could be a multitude of things.
Yeah. So I had I'm not going to go into detail too much about it.
Fair.
I had a cyst a while ago.
Oh, I remember you vaguely telling me about this.
Okay, so I had one on my back, that one was rough. That one sucked. Because that was a bit much. And I don't want to go into detail about that one because that will gross at least 3 people out.
Yeah, no, my mother had one on her back as well. Fully understandable.
Yeah, it's so gross. It's so
100%
disgusting.
Understand.
Never get a cyst. Just don't. But anyways, then I had another one, and all I will say is I will not reveal the location of where that other cyst was.
Oh, no.
So I told my doctor about it, and she checked it out, and she was like, let's do some blood work on that. And I was like, okay. So I got blood drawn. I almost passed out, which was the very first time that I almost passed out getting blood drawn. I hate needles,
same.
but I've never almost passed out like that.
I've almost passed out on several occasions, but every time I've ever had to have blood work done, I almost always will pass out.
Hate it.
It's bad. I don't like it either. It skeeves me the hell out.
I hate getting blood drawn.
Yeah, same.
So that's what the doctor's appointment was that I went to like yesterday.
Yesterday. So this is a recent and developing story.
Yeah, this was yesterday.
Okay.
Maybe the day before. No, because my date was the 21st, and then I had the 22nd. I didn't do anything because I had to just sleep.
Fair.
And then the 23rd was my date. So yeah, or not my date. Sorry, my doctor's appointment. My
date with your doctor.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So yesterday, she's looking over my blood tests, and like I've had high cholesterol since forever. Sure. Like they've been telling me since I was like 18. I know it's not a good thing. I'm fully aware of it. I know my diet sucks. Like you don't have to, tell me that my diet sucks. I know it does.
I wasn't planning on it, but go off.
Great, cool, thanks. But
I got
you. The high cholesterol itself has never affected me. I just have it, and I just live with it. And I'm like, once it starts affecting me, maybe then I'll like actually do something about it. But apparently, my cholesterol is fine. However,
oh no. Uh-oh.
My vitamin D. So, for those of you who don't know science, vitamin D is the vitamin you get from the sun and being in direct sunlight. As many of you know, I don't do that. If you look at a picture of my legs, they might as well be a piece of paper.
Oh,
That's how white my legs are.
Dude, my thighs are white as fuck, so I understand that entirely.
It's like, it's blindingly white. It's the worst. So,
no, I've lost that train of thought.
So my, it's gone.
It's just gone. Gone with the winds.
Right. So my doctor prescribed me vitamin B supplements.
Okay.
Which, just to kind of put it in perspective, the normal number for an adult my age to be at for vitamin D is 30 and up. Like somewhere around, after 30.
Sure.
My vitamin D level was at an 8.
Oh, no. God damn. How the hell do you even get that low? Like, I'm not even, like, disappointed. I'm just, like, impressed, kind of.
I don't go outside, is the thing. And
fair enough.
The funniest part is, and you know what? I don't know if we're allowed to say this word on anywhere, but you can call me an SIMP. But
that one. I think that one's good nowadays. I'm pretty sure that one's. I think that one's been.
I don't know.
I think enough time has passed where that word has like cleared itself out, and it's not like we're streaming this on Twitch right now.
That's true.
So
I'm just gonna spell it so that
Yeah.
You guys can call me that all you want. Squirrels in my pants. Yeah. You guys can call me that all you want, but. When I went on my date, like I'm not gonna talk too much about that because that's more
personal life
stuff that I don't want to, yeah, exactly. I don't want to go too far into my personal life.
Fair.
But she got me to go outside for like a solid 30 minutes.
Oh wow.
And just lay out in the sun, and that is a feat.
Photosynthesis.
That is a miracle. I photosynthesized for a little bit. We played with rocks.
Oh wow.
It was great. We laid out on this little like rug thing that they have outside. It was really fun.
Rug thing they have
it was
outside?
really nice.
You mean like grass? Like what do you mean rug thing
No,
they
like
have
just
outside?
like an actual rug that they have outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like a picnic blanket, kind of?
No, like just an actual rug.
Oh.
So
I've
like,
never
if
heard
they
of an
wanna lay
outdoor
down.
rug.
Well, because their like backyard little area there that we were is gravel. The floor is gravel.
Oh,
or, like those like
okay.
really like the big rocks kind of.
Yeah, see when you put it that
So
way,
they
that
just
makes
have
sense
that rug,
now.
yeah, to make it soft. And we just laid out there in the sun for a little bit, so that was fun.
Cute.
But anyways,
Awesome.
so I got prescribed vitamin D, and this story doesn't end. That was the context.
Okay, that was just the we got through the prologue. Now we're in act 1.
Yeah, that was the prologue. Yeah, exactly.
Lovely.
So I lost my sticky note with my list. So I went out.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D, guys. So I went out today with my mom because she wanted to help me get a piece of. She convinced me by getting me Waffle House.
Nice.
And then we went and we picked up a really heavy piece of furniture because I am her lesbian daughter who helps her carry heavy stuff.
You pick things up and put them down.
This is the price I pay for not being a gay boy. Anyways. So
as a straight boy who was called gay for many years, I understand that.
So I got a call from the pharmacy I go to, and they were like, hey, your prescriptions are ready. And I was like, okay. So I go to pick them up, and apparently my insurance doesn't cover the vitamin D, which I was like, that's crazy because it covers my mental health meds, but doesn't cover vitamins. Like,
that
and
is
also
the
crazy. Vitamins were expensive as hell. Like, for the bottle, it was 90 pills of vitamin D. It was $33.
Damn.
But the reason why is because, okay, and this is why I came home without my thing of vitamin D. I just came home with my regular pills. Like, look, listen. Those are my pills.
It's going to sound great in the audio playback. I'm excited.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I can't wait to see that one part where it just peaks.
Yep.
So I was still, the lady is like, do you need any help, like, with the instructions to take these pills? And I was like, no, I know how to take the mental health ones, but the vitamin D supplements, I'm like, I'm just gotta make sure, like, she wants me to take them weekly, right? Because that's what she told me. She was like, you take these weekly. My doctor said, take these weekly. And the pharmacist lady was like, okay, we can help you out with that. So she takes me to this other window, and there's this guy that's whatever, a higher up pharmacist, so he can actually like give you whatever American healthcare. Anyways, and thank God this guy spoke to me because first of all, my doctor messed up the prescription.
Oh.
She said that I had to take the vitamin D pills weekly when I was there. Mm-hmm. She accidentally wrote on the prescription that I had to take them daily.
Oh.
Which would be okay if the regular amount for an adult human, and I looked this up while I was in the pharmacy because I was like, I need to talk about this on the podcast. The regular amount of vitamin D for an adult human to take is 600 units.
Okay.
That's the regular amount you should take in a day. Anything over that, you might experience like maybe a stomach ache, maybe some nausea, maybe if you go up too far, maybe vomiting, diarrhea, whatever.
Right. Not
the
good
pill
stuff.
she prescribed me per pill. And I asked the guy this, because again, I was like, I'm going to talk about this. I asked the guy, per pill was 50,000 units.
What the fuck?
And she accidentally said that I had to take it daily. That is again, did the research.
The math checks out.
That is 8.5 times the amount a normal human should consume in one day.
That's insane,
and
actually.
she was saying that I had to take it daily, so I would have just died. I wouldn't have died, but I would have been very, very sick.
You would have been fucked up. You got fucked up by the sun vitamin.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So they were like, the guy was like, listen, man, I can't sell you this. And I was like, and this was after I had done all my research, and I was like, you know what? That makes sense. And so he refunded me. They refunded me my $33.
Okay.
And I went on my merry little way with my mental health pills and not overdosing on vitamin D.
Yeah. That's
so
overdosing on vitamin D is not a risk I would consider in my daily life, but I've learned a lot about adulting in the past few months, so I'm gonna add that to the list of things I've learned. That's insane.
But could you imagine? I go from 0 vitamin D in a day to 8 times the amount I'm supposed to have in a day.
Be the first human being that needs Narcan for vitamin D. That's insane.
It's like imagine that. I also found out that vitamin D helps with your body's how your body breaks down calcium.
Okay, interesting.
So my vitamin D deficiency might have something to do with my lactose intolerance.
Huh.
But
That's
I'm not
interesting.
100% sure. Well, I don't actually know. I didn't ask my doctor that. I'm not confirming that. I'm not a doctor.
Fair.
I don't know what I'm doing. So
what's curious about that is that my girlfriend, who I will lovingly refer to as Eggs, just because I don't know where the nickname came from. I have a loose idea where the nickname came from, and I'm pretty sure I know who came up with the nickname. But I always it takes me a minute to I'm a weird ass dude, right? And so I'm self-aware that the nickname given to my girlfriend being Eggs can sound very interesting. My girlfriend does not exist to serve a singular purpose. I want to put that out there first and foremost, right? But she worked on a farm for a bit, and she did a lot of work with livestock animals in college and high school, and did work with 4-H. So she was out in the sun a lot, go camping and fishing with her dad a fuckload. She's more manly than me. I'm gonna be so dead ass with you sometimes. Full stop. Yeah. Until she sees a cockroach, and then it's all eat, get it. Anyways. Yeah, pretty much. But she's got it's not full lactose intolerance, but it's a sensitivity for lactose, right?
Yeah.
Where if she has milk or in certain cheeses, it will really bother her. But so it's interesting that she's outside a lot and still has that lactose sensitivity. I don't, thankfully. I fucking pound back cheese like it's going out of style.
Oh, I still eat cheese and everything. I don't care. I just need to make sure that I'm not going anywhere in the next 20 minutes.
That's fair. I have to bully my girlfriend into taking Lactaid sometimes because she will have things with dairy and look at me and just go, and I'm like, take your fucking Lactaid, please. She's like, no, I'll just suffer through the consequences. I'm like, but you don't need to. You don't really need to suffer when you have an answer right here.
Exactly.
I'm also very lucky that because of the pooch who was sleeping behind me, she forces me to get outside at least twice to 3 times a day at minimum.
Yeah.
So I'm very fortunate now to have that in my life where I can get outside and just walk around my property basically. And the same my property, the apartment complex property. But it forces me to get out and about, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah.
Dogs, man. They're
when
great.
I was living in Nicaragua,
special.
my vitamin D was fine because you're outside 90% of the time.
Fair.
Right?
That makes sense.
And I knew my vitamin D was low. I didn't think it was that low.
That bad. Fair.
But I knew it was low. I always tell people, I don't leave my house.
Right.
If I had the choice, when I tell you the only times I leave the house is if 1, I get invited to go out somewhere, or 2, for work. That's it.
Yeah, fair.
I don't leave the house for anything else. I go clothes shopping maybe once a year because clothes are expensive. So I don't very true. I do one big haul where it's okay, am I changing my style? Am I keeping my style? Once that's decided, I book it to Walmart because I love their graphic t-shirts. I book it to Walmart and then I just get what I need there. And they also have these parachute pants at Walmart that I love.
I respect
have 2
that.
pairs of them. They're so nice. I love them so much. Those pants are the best. And they don't have a button because I don't like buttons because I'm a fluffy person and it squeezes on my tummy and it doesn't make my tummy feel good.
Oh my God, dude. When you take because I wear jeans a lot and I have a belt.
Yeah.
When you take that shit off for the first time at the end of the day, it's
I can imagine and maybe be able.
The breath is just oh my God, I can breathe. It's such a insane euphoric reaction. I don't know how to describe it.
Well, I know exactly what it feels like. No, because that's what it feels like to take a bra off at the end of the day.
Fair.
It's exactly that. It is the most liberating and freeing feeling in the world.
It's just I'm done. I am done. I don't have to do shit. I
done.
can breathe and relax.
Life is great. And for I don't know if this is overshare or not, but during the summer, I know I've talked about this before. I wear boxers. It's like, I can't even describe when I found out that that was an option that I could do. And
when you discovered free will?
It was magical, because it's not fair how much more comfortable boxers are than women's underwear. And I could go on a rant about that. That would last an entire episode.
I believe it.
It is not fair. In every single sense of the word, it is not fair. So anyways, I started wearing boxers like, I don't even know, 5 years ago, maybe?
Sure.
And so now when it's hot out and like my AC just isn't doing its job, I will turn on my fan, and literally the second I get home from work, because I normally get home around 9 p.m., I take off my bra, kick off my pants, and just get straight in bed. And I'm just like, this is amazing. I mean, I changed my shirt from like my work shirt. I don't wear my work shirt to sleep. But like,
fair, very fair.
It's magical. It's the best feeling in the world. And if anybody works, especially retail, to just be able to just kick off everything and then go to bed.
Oh my God.
It's great. It's amazing.
Even like outside of retail, when I was working in the schools, it was very like business casual kind of thing. So when I can finally take off that fucking quarter zip, or like the button up shirt, and like the jeans or khakis or whatever thing I had, it's like, oh, bliss.
Feels great.
Like I would basically live in sweatpants if I didn't need to, just because of like and I keep my like house like relatively cool. So like sweatpants. What's funny, it's such a weird dichotomy, because I wear sweatpants and then I have like I'll have like a tank top or something. That's my go-to, because sleeves are bullshit. I don't want to wear them, but I also am okay with having my legs fully covered, which is a weird. It feels back ass words, but like it's comfortable, you know. I don't know how else to describe it other than it's comfy. Yeah, it do be comfy. So what else is happening in Bot's life? A lot has happened in Finn's life, but what's going on in Bot's life? So much fucking shit. I say that it's been a lot of frustration for those who are friends with me. Have heard a lot of complaining. Also, I don't know if anyone realized recently. I'm sure some people took notice of it, but some shit went wonky doodle with the Spotify upload. So I tried to remedy that at some point, and I apologize. That's on me. That's on me. So here's what happened with that, by the way. But fair. I just want to kind of like go on as to why that didn't get fixed as fast as it probably should have. I tried. I promise I tried. Yeah. I don't know how exactly I uploaded the wrong file. I think I just didn't download the right file from... We have a Google Drive where we just like put everything. I think what happened was I didn't download the right final file onto that. So the audio in Spotify was just me. And shout outs to Loki. Yeah, shout out Loki. First of all, just initial shout outs. She did all of our art. She's amazing. Go check her out on everything. It's Quite Loki on everything. It's QUITELOKIE all together. Put the links in the description. Yeah, go check her out. She's got an Instagram. She's got a Twitch. She's got I don't know if she has a TikTok. I don't know what she has, but I don't know. I asked her. She didn't mention anything about a TikTok, but she did definitely direct to the Instagram and Twitch. So one. Yeah. Anyways, go check her out. She's amazing. Go commission stuff from her. Yeah, she did all this killer art. Like, look at this. Oh my god! And the fucking look at it. The fluorescent light, like it animates and shit. How cool is that? It's so fucking cool. Oh my god! She busts her ass. Every time I see like the sketches and like the final products done from her, my jaw hits the fucking floor. It's so good. And yeah. Every single shout outs to Loki also, because Loki's the one who pointed out that the Spotify was fucked. that was the initial shout outs that I wanted to give. But, so she texted me because, for those of you who don't know, a little bit of lore. Loki is my best friend IRL. I've known her since beginning of high school, like first year of high school. Hell yeah. So I've known her in person. We literally like some of our most like formidable, is that the word I'm looking for? Years? Formidable? Formidable. Thank you. Years. What? Were spent together. We spent a lot of time on a bench at school crying. Formative years is the word you're looking for. You. Formidable is like you're taking on a boss fight and they're like at equal skill level to you. Well, so you high school is a boss fight, but I mean, socially it kind of is, depending on how. Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, you're not wrong. Anywho, but so we spent our most important years of our lives basically
sitting on a bench in high school, just kind of talking to each other and also crying because we were going through some crap. Anyways.
Yep. Average high school experience.
She texted me on Saturday, which is the day after the episode went up. And she was like, hey, the Spotify thing is messed up. Like, it's just your voice. And I was like, oh, no. But she had texted me when I was on a date.
Yep.
So I physically could not fix it. So I texted her. I was like, I'm on a date. I don't know what to... I can fix it when I get home, but I cannot... I can get into Spotify because I have the Spotify for Creators, the app.
Right.
But I can't download the file and put it in... I can't do that. So
you can't upload that remotely. No, not on your phone.
Yeah, so she messaged a group chat that has me, her, and Bot, and she was like... The Spotify thing is messed up. Bot tried to upload it, and he just
my fucking god, dude.
And I'll give you the mic for this one because
this is a whole compounding issue, right? Because I've also been having issues with my internet provider, where for those who know me, I regularly stream. I haven't streamed in a week and a half or a week or so, 2 weeks maybe at this point. But that's because I can't get a stable enough connection where my stream won't cut out and I'll just stop streaming for 5 minutes at a time, and it's just endlessly frustrating. And the moral of the story is I have a cable port that's upstairs that it is in my internet service providers because they have a contract with my apartment complex. It's in their contract that they have to come and fix these things. I swear to God, I have sat in my fucking living room 4 times on days where they have scheduled appointments and no one has showed up. So it's been a whole... I legit I like to think I'm a pretty mellow person. I'm pretty laid back. It takes a lot to really get me pissed off. I went off on the rep that I've been going back and forth with. I went off on them yesterday because I was like, this is bullshit. Someone just moved in next to me and a tech came out to their thing and got their internet served for them. So do I need to unplug my entire modem for you guys to finally send someone here? And that was just the tip of the iceberg of just me just going off on this person. But so I think because... the internet connection to my computer is unstable on wireless, I wasn't able to upload the file. And I have 3 people who witnessed this happen, where it would start the upload of the correct audio file. It would the percentage, by the way, would go up and then skip back down. It was it would go up to 25, then it would go to 12, then it would go up to 26, then it would go to 13. It was it was skipping around all fucking crazy. And then after 10 minutes of doing this, by the way, going up and down and up and down and up and down, it would just say, file upload error, try again, or try a different file. And I was like, fuck you. So I tried uploading it as an MP3. I tried uploading it. It even took MP4, so I tried that .wav file, all that, right? And eventually I was like, well, fuck, this is already screwed. So I just deleted the episode on Spotify. I was like, well, let me just create a new one, copy, paste the description, all that, yada, yada. And then tried to upload that. Maybe if I'm just uploading it raw and trying not to upload a new file to an existing episode, maybe it'll work that way. No, same issue. 40 minutes later of me doing this, by the way, it finally said upload completed, and it had the thing, and I hit the preview, right? Because it gives you a little audio preview on Spotify for Creators before you upload, right? The little preview had us talking about the escalator, right, in the preview.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, it worked. It fixed it. I got everything. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I can upload this. Great. I upload it. And then I go to check on my phone, and I'm like, why does it say it's only 40 minutes? And that's when I realized it cut off an entire, it cut off an hour worth of the episode. And I was just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Why?
At that point,
what do you,
Bot just texted me, I can't do it. And I was like, it's okay.
I felt so bad. I was like, I'm Dolphins on this date.
working.
I don't want to stress them the fuck out. This sucks. I was like...
Yeah.
I tried so hard.
The thing is, right, I know that, so Spotify, I'm going to be realistic. Spotify doesn't get a lot of listens.
It's all right.
Which,
we're early.
Whatever, I'm okay with that. It's fine. So I wasn't too worried about it when the issue was with Spotify. If it was with YouTube, I would have been like, okay, we need to fix this now because YouTube is the one that gets the most amount of
that was the part that
views,
made me feel better about it all, was because the YouTube side of everything was great. The episode went out perfectly. I gotta do a little more work on the audio balancing, but that's fine. But oh my god, I was crashing out at my desk, and I felt so bad because I'm like, fuck, poor Dolphins on the date. I want to ruin your date. I don't want you to think like, oh, this guy's useless and inept. He can't fix shit.
It did not affect my date whatsoever. I had a great time.
Perfect.
10 out of 10. Like,
Fuck
again,
yeah.
like I said, I'm not going to go too much into detail about my date because that's my own personal thing. But that date went incredible. I loved it. It was great. I also don't want to go into it because I don't want the girl to listen to this and know all my thoughts and feelings about what was going on.
Fair.
I've embarrassed myself enough.
I'm also going to clip a screenshot of me crashing out in the group chat over this.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God. It was just like a slow descent into madness.
Oh, do it, please.
I will. It's oh my God. And that's just the one
So,
that's just one part of the whole thing. Like classes start for me tomorrow because, you know, I'm going back into school. So that's fun. What else? I got to have someone from the maintenance department come out to fix my countertops because they're bubbling up. I got to fix the air duct because the vent in my office and like upstairs, they just don't regulate air that well. So like right now it is 80 degrees in this office that I'm sitting in right now. Wow.
Holy crap.
Downstairs is 70.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's been really fun.
That's crazy.
I also got in, and by the way, the same time that all of this has happened, this was all like, a lot of this was kind of like compounding yesterday. So yesterday I was really stressed the fuck out. I got a letter in the mail that was basically a tariff invoice for something that I had purchased that had shipped here like, oh God, like a month ago, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a pretty important item. I'm not going to specify specifically what it is. At some point I will specify what it is, but it's an important item. I'll DM it to you, Dolphin, so you can get your live reaction to what it is. But oh my God, I got that letter and I was like, oh fuck, do I have to go and pay this? So I drove to like 3 different offices and they were all like, yeah, you can't like pay this here. You need to like go online. Jesus. And it was like, I spent like literally like, oh God, maybe like an hour and a half just driving to like 3 different locations. People tell me, oh, you can't do that here, but go to this location, you can do it there. Then went to like, oh no, we don't do that here, but if you go to this office, they can do it there. It's like,
oh my God, of course.
Yeah. It was so bad. By the way, I just sent you what the item is that I'm being tariffed on.
Ooh, okay.
So you can see why I'm mildly stressed.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yep. And then I also got a email about 20 minutes after I got home from dealing with that from my college saying like, hey, you have an upcoming tuition payment and whatnot. And like I deferred my original start date. So in theory, I already paid that like 2-3 months ago. So I shouldn't need to pay it. But they got an email being like, you need to pay this. And I was like, fuck, I have to call that office and like go through the whole dispute with them. That. And oh my God, that's just been everything. That's crazy. So at like 4:00 yesterday, I was just like, bro, I'm stressing the fuck out. I'm done. So I just took my Beagle outside and just sat on the back porch, and I just existed. I basically was in like a dry hot tub because it was like 93 degrees out.
If you smoked, you'd just be out there with like a cigarette.
Oh God. What I do have is I have a glass like bottle. It looks like a jug. Like literally I can put my thumb in like, hold on, I can. So it has like a little like pirate like skull and like a swords crossed on it. And I just fill it with water. The whole story about why we have this too, by the way, is because my girlfriend and I were walking around a Carm store and she spotted it, looked at it, and went, haha, it's Yar-Har juice. And I was like, that's fucking funny. And then I picked it up and immediately bought it because it was funny and she made it a bit. So I put water in this because the idea of cleaning anything out of this that isn't water sounds like fucking hell. Yeah. And so I just filled this with water, sat on the back porch, grabbed my Game Boy Advance with Pokemon Leaf Green, and just sat out there for like 3 hours.
That's crazy.
And even more fun on top of that too is going back to my lovely dog Anna, who is sleeping behind me and looking at me very confused why I'm shouting. She previously would exclusively pee in our apartment complex's like little dog park or on our carpet. Carpet, not so good. So we've been trying to like get her to pee on grass because every time she pees on the carpet, we have to put her in jail. What do we call it, jail? It's like we have a crate for her that she will willingly walk into to sleep at night, by the way. So don't make it think like we're torturing this dog. Like literally if the crate door is open and I walk into the bedroom to grab something, she will go in there and sit in her bed and look at me like, did I do good? I was like, bedtime? Well, yeah. Oh, dude, she's adorable. I fucking love this dog. She's amazing. I love her. And anywho, so my girlfriend and I, we went to Home Depot over the weekend, right? And we bought like a strip of turf. Literally, like, it was like...
Oh, to have her pee on it?
Yeah, it was like 1 foot by like... I don't even know how long the whole thing was. It was like 1 foot by like 8 feet, right? Of like like a rectangular strip, right? It might have been longer than that. I don't honestly know. I don't remember. I'd have to ask. But anywho, so what my girlfriend did was she cut like a strip off of it, right? Like with a knife that we have. And then I sat on, because we also bought a 20-foot leash, right? So one of us can just like sit on the back porch, and then she can just go wander, and we still have like control of her, and she can't just like run off into like other people's backyards and whatnot. But so we can sit out there, and she can just like wander and smell around, right? So we're like, okay, we'll sit out there, we'll lay the turf out, and maybe she'll see the turf and be like, oh, I know what this is. I pee on this because the dog park is turf. And so we're like, oh, maybe she just only knows to like pee on turf, and maybe like, oh, we'll just like slightly like move it so it's more only on the grass, and we'll like, maybe we'll just like make smaller pieces of it, and we'll like all these different things, but like we'll try all these different things. So she takes this square of turf and goes and puts it like right in the middle of the grass, because she'll walk on grass now. When we first got her, she was kind of like new to, like, afraid of grass, but now she's like, grass is whatever. She walked over to the turf, sniffed it for a minute, and we're like, okay, this is good. Everything's going great. This is exactly as planned. She then stood on the turf, and we're like, oh, perfect.
She's gonna do it.
It's great. Yeah. Right. And we were like that, like the bated breath, like, it's gonna happen. It's the moment's gonna happen, right? And so she stood on there, and then she just kind of like looked at my girlfriend for a bit, and they were just like, you know, like when the dogs just sort of stare at you, like, am I doing good? You know? And because of like the fact that she's a beagle, her ears will like naturally like rest to the side, so she llooks like really sad and pitiful most of the times, but that's just kind of naturally how she sits. It's really fucking adorable. I have a picture of her because a little loose tangent is we've been trying to get her like used to and comfortable like sitting on our laps basically. So my girlfriend will like pick her up and just have her sit on her lap when she's on our when we're working on our desks. And at one point, she stepped off of my girlfriend's lap and onto her desk. And so she was just standing on her desk.
Oh, yeah. I saw that picture.
Yeah, and then it ended up happening where she stepped onto my desk as well. And so, like, the face that she's making in that photo is perfect because she did that willingly. She put herself there. She wasn't, like, trying to get down. That's just how she is. That's just how she looks most of the time. So she looks sad and pitiful, but she's really not. I promise. But so she's giving my girlfriend that look while standing on this square of turf that we've just invented money and time to make it perfect for her to pee outside, right?
Yeah.
And she looks at her, and then she kind of steps off of it and just starts wandering around. And we're like, okay, well, she stepped on it. She's getting used to it. Maybe she'll come back around to it, whatever. She stepped off of it, started like sniffing around in the grass. We're like, okay, she's getting used to her surroundings. She walked about like 5 feet away from the turf and then just peed right on the grass. And I tell you,
funny.
I started fucking cackling. I was laughing so goddamn loud that I heard the people in like the apartment's like pool. They were like, "What's that?" All noise like stopped me because I was laughing my ass because we just spent all this time and like got everything so set up and so perfectly for her, and she was just like, "No, I'll just pee on the grass. I'm chill with it, whatever." And now she's done that like on 2 separate occasions. So it's like we didn't even do this. So what we ended up doing is we basically
and
just
turf
like
is expensive, isn't it?
It's not as bad as you'd expect, but I think it was around the same price as your vitamin D pills actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think the total, because we got like the smallest thing we could, right?
Yeah.
But basically what we ended up doing was like, well, now we just have like a roll of turf left over. We don't know what the fuck to do with. So we turned it into like a doormat for outside the patio.
Yeah,
so now we just have like a turf doormat, which is kind of great.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
So, and I'm gonna post a picture. Well, actually, I shouldn't do that. I was gonna say I'll post a picture of like the back porch. I'll send it to you so you can see it, but I don't really want people to see where I live.
I was gonna say, definitely get some geoguessers in there that are like,
yeah, no, Rainbolt's gonna see this like, right here you are. It's like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. Right. But oh my god, was so like funny. The highlight of my weekend. Yeah, I was like, on top of all of the bullshit, I have that like shining beacon of like, this is hilarious.
Yeah. It's so good. I think the only big negative thing that happened to me this week from like when we last recorded to now, my debit card information got yoinked.
Oh no! I've been there before.
Yeah. I don't know how it happened, because everything I buy stuff off of is like, I mean, I could say trusted website. Not everything is trusted, obviously.
Right.
But the last 2 purchases I had made, or last 3, I guess, was, the last few things was DoorDash, Steam, and then Wendy's. That was it.
Okay.
Everything else was like, all like it's PS4 or PS5. But even then, it was like I hadn't bought anything in like a solid week.
Right.
And then I got those 3 things. I think it was Steam, because I don't buy stuff on Steam very often. So for it to happen, and meanwhile, I buy DoorDash literally all the time, and I get Wendy's like a lot.
Fair enough.
The only other thing I can think of is DoorDash updated their like stuff recently. So maybe there was some kind of thing there. But anyways, I get on my phone because, ironically, I wanted to order DoorDash. And I was craving Taco Bell.
Yep.
And I was like, I want Taco Bell. I'm going to get Taco Bell. I know I have the money. So I'm good. I get on my phone. And I knew I had like 200 and something bucks. I look at my phone and I go in my little app. I put in my little password. And I see $23 in my bank account. I was like, I didn't spend upwards of $150 at all in the past 24 hours. I was like, I'll give you 50, maybe, because I did buy 2 games on Steam.
Nice.
I'll give you 50, between 50 and 70. Deltarune and Date Everything.
Oh, based squared.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. I click on my bank account, or like my whatever, to look at, what my transactions were, just to see if maybe I forgot something. I ADHD'd out. It happens. And I see 3 purchases, 1 from Walmart.com and 2 from a Walmart in Arizona, that add up to about $157. I was like, I don't live in Arizona, and I haven't bought anything off Walmart. Let me call my bank.
Something seems wrong here.
I called my bank and I was like, hey, my information got yoinked. I need help.
Did you say the word yoinked to your bank?
No, I didn't. I said stolen.
Damn, you should have said yoinked.
I know. And I was like, there's 2 purchases here from a Walmart in Arizona, and then there's 1 from a Walmart online. It was 2 purchases of $53.14 and 1 of $49.99, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And the guy was like, did your wallet get stolen? I was like, no. And he was like, he was basically asking me, like, did your wallet get stolen? Did your card get stolen? And then, did you ever lose your wallet at any point recently? And I was like, nope, and no. And he was like,
right.
Do you have the card? I was like, yes. I'm like, sir, I am looking at the card in my hand right now. I'm like, the thing that got stolen was the information off of it, which is crazy, because to manually have to enter a card's information on any pin pad is insane.
Right. I mean,
like, unless somebody had it on their phone. But yeah. But anyways, so I was just like, no, sir, I have it. It's physical, right in my hand. Somebody stole the information off of it. And they were like, okay, well, we're going to send you a new card. And I was like, can I put a hold on my card? So that, this doesn't happen again. And he was like, it shouldn't happen again, but we can put it on a lock or whatever, just for the meantime, while we get you your new card. I was like, great, cool, thanks. I was like, am I going to get reimbursed for these purchases? And he was like, yeah, you should. He was like, they haven't gone through yet, but once they do, we can reimburse them. I was like, great,
That's
cool,
good.
Amazing. I looked on my phone like 2 hours later, and the money was back.
Hell yeah.
The next thing I was worried about, which is such a small thing to be worried about, my debit card was a Disney debit card.
Oh, okay. Oh, like a special
it's only because
card
it's
design?
Cute. Yeah, it's only because it's cute. I thought it was cute. I wanted to get it because it was cute.
You know what?
And I was like, damn it. They're not going to give me a Disney debit card. They're just going to give me a basic-ass, adult-ass debit card. And I want the Disney one. I want to be all cute. You know how many compliments I get on my debit card? I get a lot.
More than me, I'd imagine.
My stuff got stolen. But they sent me another cute Disney debit card. And it's really cute. And I actually like it more than my old one, so...
Hell yeah.
Worked out. I also get a 10% off on Disney stores. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So that was fun.
I had that
my debit
happen
card
to me
got
once.
yoinked.
This was so many years ago at this point, but it happened to me at like 3. I got a call from my bank at 3 a.m. and I was like, this can't be good. And they're like, we're calling to report some suspicious activity on your card. And I like checked, and there was like, oh god, I don't remember the specific dollar amount of like how much total was spent, but basically like I was like, did you make this purchase? I'm like, no. And then I got a phone call from the bank, like with an actual real person too. I was like, I think my bank got stolen, my credit card or debit card got stolen. He was like, yeah, it seems that you did say you not made the person. I'm like, no. I'm like, he's like, okay, we just put a hold on your credit card or your debit card, everything should be good. And I was like, okay, cool. Can I like call this back in the morning? It's like 3 a.m. where I am, and like if the card's on hold, I don't care, I can deal with it in the morning. He's like, that's absolutely fine, sir.
Yeah.
So I went the fuck back to sleep and woke up in the morning and dealt with it. Like same thing where like I got reimbursed, and I basically just went through. It was like, did you make this purchase? No. Did you make this purchase? No. Like the whole like rigmarole. But like one of the things that stood out to me was they spent like $340 on Domino's.
Based.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, I know Domino's is expensive, but $340 worth of Domino's? Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, that's a lot of food.
That's a lot of food.
With your card.
Right. Like,
yeah. Luckily, mine wasn't that much because I didn't have a lot in my bank.
That was just one of the purchases, too. It was insane.
What sucked, though, was the days that I was waiting to get my card back included the 21st, which was when my date was.
Oh, no.
So I had texted the girl, and I was like, hey, I'm sorry. I go, if you want to reschedule, we can for after I have my card and I can actually pay for stuff on my own. But I go, I don't have, like, my card doesn't work right now. And she was like, no, it's okay. I'll pay for everything. And I was like, okay, I get it next time, though.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So yeah, it was.
I've also been in a similar situation to that before. Guys,
I was
vaguely similar. I've lost my.
Yeah.
I did something really stupid. A few years back, me and two of my buddies, Luke and Rye, went to Los Angeles to go to the Game Awards. Right.
Yeah.
This was at a time we were all working. I still lived back home in New Jersey, and they were local, and so we were like, we need to use these like vacation days at work, or we lose them. So we're like, we always watch the Game Awards, so like, why don't we go? And it was one of those things where we were like, haha, wouldn't that be cool? And then we actually just straight up did it.
LA.
Yeah, no, we straight up did it. But so, a whole part of this too, I was still living with my parents at the time, and, time to wake up. Sorry. Probably getting focused on something to do. My parents were out of town at the time. They were on a cruise. And I don't know the situation they came. Like, basically, the timing had lined up where the time where I was going to be away in LA was when they would be coming back, right? And so the day before my flight we go to leave, I realize I've lost my credit card. And I'm like, fuck. That's not good. That's real bad. And so I called my credit card company, got it straightened out, got it canceled, got a new card issued to me, got a temporary number. So that I could still make payments and whatnot while I was waiting for them to ship a new one. But so basically I called my parents. I called specifically my mom, and this is important for the story. I specifically called my mom to be like, hey, just so you know, I lost my credit card. So when you guys get home, if you get a replacement card in the mail, don't throw it out. It's not a scam. It's not like it's real. Just keep it. It's real. I lost my credit card. And my mother's response, who's an accountant, by the way, her response was, oh, you lost your credit card? Where'd you lose it? And I go, what do you mean where? If I knew where it was, it wouldn't be fucking lost. Now, would it?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, well, I guess that makes sense. Okay, I won't throw it out. and then
That's great.
So I come back from LA and I get my new card, and it's great. Fast forward 5 months later, right? I put on a jacket because it's raining outside. And as I'm putting on this jacket, the credit card that I lost fell out of the pocket.
Oh, well.
So I didn't lose it. It was just in the pocket of a jacket that I didn't put on for like 4 months because it wasn't crazy. I didn't need to. I was like,
that's so funny.
Oh god, fucking damn it.
Yeah.
So anytime I hear like credit card information, like I always think of those two specific things because goddamn, that was a good one.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I was also scared because and this is one of the things I wanted to talk about. I'm going to my first ever big city pride.
Oh, hell yeah.
This weekend. I know.
Cool.
I'll be a changed person by the time next episode comes out. I might even be gayer.
That's possible.
Did you guys know I'm gay, by the way? It's crazy.
What?
Who's surprised? Anyways, yeah, I'm going to... I think we've said this before. We both live in Tennessee. I'm going to Nashville Pride this weekend.
Cool.
With the girl and her 2 roommates.
Lit. And they were
we're going on Saturday.
Sorry.
And yeah, I'm hopefully gonna have a fun time. I got my outfit, and I might send a picture to Bot of my outfit so that you guys can see. I got a shirt. If I don't send a picture, then I got for those of you who watched the stream, I recently streamed my reaction to different Pride collections from.
I was gonna ask if you found something in that.
It was at Walmart.
Oh hell yeah!
I got the. Okay, so I wanted to get. They had this lavender purple shirt. Which this was also partially me being a kiss ass because lavender is the girl's favorite color.
Oh, wow. Look at you. Smooth.
I know.
Very smooth.
I know. Yep. So it was this lavender purple shirt, and it said LES, and then it had a B, and then it said AN. So lesbian.
Nice. Well done.
I wanted to get that so bad, but they didn't have it in my size.
Oh.
They had it in a large.
Rip.
But they didn't have, because I normally wear like XXL because I like to, I like it to be flowy. I don't like people being able to see my tummy.
I do the same thing where I will buy everything like a size up, and I have like a size chart thing just because I want it to be like loose, and I like when like the short sleeves are like a little bit extra baggy. I do the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, I got this other shirt. It's like a yellow shirt that says "cute, gay, and ready to slay."
Fuck yeah.
And listen, when I see, because if you guys know me, I have a reputation as a big tough lesbian, yada yada yada. Right. So when I see ready to slay, I don't think like ready to slay, I think like ready to slay my enemies.
Right, like Doomslayer.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's cute, it's gay, and it's ready to slay. Yep. But yeah, I think I might wear that and with a tank top underneath. And then
that would be so good if they made a version of that had Doomslayer on it. Right? That would be so fucking good.
It would. And then if it gets too hot, I can take the shirt off and just have the tank top underneath.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to get plenty of vitamin D on Saturday.
Ironic for the lesbian in it.
But I'm so excited. It's my first ever, like, I've been to, like, Pride in, like, smaller towns.
Right.
I went to the one in Oregon, and then I've been to the one here. I was there last year for like 10 minutes, and then I went this year.
Okay.
And yeah, it was cute. I want to get something from Nashville Pride as like a little memoir or whatever.
Hell yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
I've never been to any kind of Pride event. What the fuck? You know what? I can't speak today, bro. What the hell's wrong with my...
today. You're on one.
No, I'm apparently not, evidently.
So the prides that I've been to haven't been too crazy, but people watching at Pride, hands down, best part of the year for me.
That makes sense.
Like if it was a holiday, it would be my favorite holiday. I love people watching, period. Mm-hmm. People watching at Pride is so amazing because you see so many different people. So many different sexualities, so many different outfits, so many different haircuts, so many different like makeup,
just
drag.
A cornucopia of people.
There's like furries. There's literally everything there.
Damn.
And it's just so much fun to people watch at Pride. Like if I could, like if I was that person and I didn't want to be like involved, I guess in like whatever walking, which I normally don't, but I'm sure that with the people I'm going with, they're gonna want to walk and everything.
Right.
If I was more like whatever, let's just sit down, I would just sit down at a restaurant with outdoor seating and just watch. Because holy crap.
Fair. I respect that.
It would be so fun to just sit and watch.
I've definitely done that before at a Costco, just because like
yeah,
examining the local fauna that go to like a Costco at 12 o'clock on a Tuesday is an interesting breed of people.
Yeah, or like people that go to Walmart.
Oh yeah,
just go, you know, like
correct.
Like yeah, I go to Walmart, but like I don't go that often, you know. Like
I
Walmart
know.
People are crazy.
People watching is an experience. I fully
people
understand.
Watching is I love.
I just
people
like
watching.
with all the Pride stuff. I always feel like it's stolen valor for me to be there because like we joke that like in like your community that I'm like the token straight. Yeah, no, that's true. It's also interesting for me because I kind of grew up getting some of the hate that a gay person would get, even though I'm straight. Just because when I was growing up, I was in band, I was in Boy Scouts, and I did competitive swimming.
Wow.
And also, I didn't like any of the girls I went to high school with, just because like I just really didn't like any of them. But so people ask like, "Oh, who you have a crush on?" I'm like, "No one." And in the back of my mind, it's like, "Because you all fucking suck." But then they hear that and go, "Oh, you're gay," and I'm like, "No." But they're like, "Yeah, you are." I'm like, "Well, I guess you decide what my sexuality is, because that's how this works in the early 2000s." But so like I kind of got like I've been called the F slur several times in my life, especially now. Crazy. Like I've been growing my hair out. Like even when I was like in working, like I was driving. I don't remember where I was driving. I think I went somewhere for lunch, but I was going back to work like from my lunch break, and it was a nice beautiful day. It was windy out, so I had the windows down. And I just have I have huge Spotify playlists. That's how I listen to my music. And I think like Brain Stew by Green Day was playing, like some like early 2000s like classic Green Day song was playing. Yeah. And some dude like at a stoplight pulled him next to me, was like, "Why don't you turn on the music, you fucking?" And I was like, "Damn, what the fuck? Wow. It's Green Day." Like like what? This is before my hair was like long like it is now. So I was like, "Damn, I just like caught a stray in the wild." Like that's it's crazy. Insane. So like it feels like stolen valor to me to like just go to one of those events and not like I would have to like go like with you or like with other people who I know. So like I would like to attend one of those days just to like experience it. And I don't know if you could tell me, and other people can tell me, is it insensitive if I just have like a shirt that just says like token straight on it?
I don't know, because okay, so everyone's different, right?
Which is true. Which is why I'm like self-aware of these things. Like it. So some people might find that offensive. I can see people finding that offensive. I think you would be a lot. I don't want to say safer, because you're always safe. That's like the whole point. Right. But you'd be a lot better off if you just like wore a shirt that said like ally or something like that. Right. You know? Yeah, which makes sense. I'm just a shit dick, so I have to have like comedy and everything that I do. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But me personally, I mean, if I ran Pride, I would just be like, yeah, anyone's welcome. And that's how it should be, because our whole thing, like being gay and everything, is just we want to, you know, be accepted. We want it to just be normal, that you can just love whoever you want. So like, why can't a straight person join? You know, like I understand that it's our month, you know, as much as you want to say that. But it's like, you know, if you're an ally, join in. Yeah. Join in on the fun, you know? As long as you're not like waving your little whatever was it called back when that was a thing? Straight pride? Jesus Christ! What? Hey, did you never hear about that? No, I never heard about that. Oh my god! So straight people, homophobic straight people specifically. Also, umbrella term would be homophobic. More specifically, transphobic. People, straight people, started this whole thing where they wanted to be in the community, because it was like, my sexuality is I date women but not trans women. Interesting. Yeah. And then there was like the whole like, well, I date women but like it's only trans women kind of thing, which is, so they had the whole thing, and they were like, there's this they created a straight flag. Oh, no. I can't remember what it looked like. It was awful, though. I think I don't remember. I'm not going to Google it. I want to say it was black and white, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, why so boring? Because the gay flag is rainbow. Oh, so I see. It's trying to be the antithesis. Yeah. I see. I remember what they called it. They called it super straight.
because it was we date women. It was we date women, but not trans women.
Oh my God.
So that was their sexuality. And of course, gay people were like, hell no. That's just, you're trying to, invite yourself in, and that's not a thing. But this was a while ago. This was a few years ago that happened. And I haven't heard anything about it.
Literally, this is the first time I'm ever hearing it.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from it anymore, but...
that's the thing. It's like, I don't understand where people, it's like... I was thinking about this because last time we like talked about our pet peeves a bit. One of the things is like people who like go out of their way to just be miserable about something. It's like this. You like really like, benefit, why? Or like the root of this. I think is that there are some people. So funny. So what again? Hold
on, I'm gonna send you the super straight flag.
Okay. Well, now I will include it in the episode. Oh my God, that looks like someone the Teen Titans fought. Like,
yeah, but also those colors are... Anyways. But yeah, that was a thing for a while.
It's like, what bothers me is, like, there are some people, and this is everywhere, so this isn't just, like, an exclusively gay, exclusively straight thing. It exists for everything. But people who are just not okay with disagreeing with other people. Like, I hate the mindset and the logic that only one line of thinking should be allowed to exist. Because that doesn't do anything good. It just creates an echo chamber of bad.
Yeah.
Like, that does no good for anyone. Like, I constantly am friends with people I don't agree with. And, like, and not even like, we can't get along with anything. I'm not saying that. But, like, like opinions and not so much politics, because I don't really dig into politics. I don't really care politics.
Yeah.
Like, different opinions about, like, philosophical topics and whatnot. It's interesting to disagree with someone, because when you disagree with something, you have to both challenge their beliefs and your own beliefs at the same time. So you're growing by having those disagreements and those conversations with those people. So there's ways to go about things.
Disagreeing to learn.
Yes.
But not disagreeing just to be like, well, I disagree and only my opinion can go. Speaking of, I know we said this in like the first episode.
Yeah.
There's like very little things that I refuse to talk about.
Right.
One is religion, one is politics, and one is anything that has to do with any kind of like mass killing, mass shooting, genocide, all that. But I do, and I hate getting into politics, but I do need to talk about this because this involves how do I explain it? This involves the community that I'm in. Okay. And I'm not gonna go deep into it. I'm just gonna say I respect it, and I respect everything that's going on, and I really hope it causes change. All this stuff with ICE and the ICE raids is crazy. And I wanted to talk about it because I need to acknowledge it, because I am Latina. I am unfortunately very white passing.
Right.
Sometimes I wish I wasn't, because, I want to be able to stand with other Hispanic people and just any other, what's it called? Nationality people. Yeah, just, and be able to just stand with them and be like, hey, I'm with you, but I look very white. So sadly, can't really do that. So I just wanted to kind of like get into that just a tiny bit. I'm not going to like share every single one of my opinions, because I know people disagree, and I know politics are a touchy subject.
Right.
All that stuff, all the protests that are going on in LA. I just want to say, like, shout outs to all those people. You're doing great, and I really hope that this causes change. And those protests that happened literally all over the United States, and this is mostly what I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you saw this, the No King protests.
I did not see that. I've just been,
So it was basically saying that, again, I'm going to stay impartial. A bunch of people got together and basically saying that we don't want a king, right? And the current president is starting to act a little bit like a king does.
Right.
And I mostly wanted to get into that because there was something about seeing that many people come together and like it happening all over the place, and it not just because, we normally have protests in the United States, whatever. We have I'm pretty sure one of the things is like freedom of speech is freedom to protest and whatever. Yeah. And so seeing that it was all over the place, even in like small towns, like where I live, which
Right.
is a population of maybe 30K people. Seeing that they had one here, and like this was literally happening all over the place, was so cool to see. Like the kind of thing that's like, I wish I had gone to that protest. I will fully admit I did not go.
Right.
I don't remember why. I think we were having something going on that day, and so my family wasn't able to go. I wanted to, because I wanted to, you know, as much as like a tiny town in Tennessee isn't gonna do much, just being able to say that like I was part of it, and like, you know, that's gonna be in history books, and being able to say like I was there.
It still means something, cool. You know. It
means something.
It's something that resonates with all of us because it's something that's very impactful to our daily lives as you know, American citizens right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's like the only little politics thing that I'm going to touch on. There might be more stuff later on that we will maybe hit on.
Who knows?
There's a lot of stuff that's happened in American politics lately that's insane.
There's a lot of stuff going on that's just been...
It's wild. And the only reason why I don't... Like, the biggest reason why I don't talk politics is because there's so much disagreements and fighting over it. But also because politics are also really negative, and I don't want to bring that into the... I agree. What we're trying to make into, like, a lighthearted podcast, you know?
Well, I mean, I think what's good about how we do this and what we do, and the kind of things that I've stressed in conversations with some of my other friends and talking about is that this is just authentic, right? This is just you and I sitting down and having a chat, right?
Yeah.
And so sometimes we get deep about like mental health stuff and deep about other things. Other times we're talking about how my dumbass lost a credit card by leaving it in the pocket of a jacket. You know?
Exactly.
So like, you know, we're authentic, and you know, I don't know. I also, and like me authentically, genuinely, like I just don't keep my ear to the ground with politics stuff just for that reason. It's like anytime it ever gets brought up, it's just negative, and it just does nothing but divide people, and I don't see the benefit in that. So I just kind of like, now I don't want to say I bury my head in the sand, but I kind of just like avoid digging into it. Like even on stream, like if people bring up stuff like that, I'm like, no, not talking about that here. That's not what we're here for.
It's like there's too many opinions, and it's a lot of people are like that whole thing where it's like, I disagree with you and I don't want to listen to anything you have to say.
Yeah, that's
so
like
it's
your opinion
that's why
is
I
wrong
also
because
don't
it's
get
not
into
my
it.
opinion.
I just don't want to fight about it.
It's like people think it's like a personal attack all the time when it's like, no, this is just like a large overskull thing. It's like, no, you just... It's like just because you agree with something and I don't doesn't mean that I spat on your grandmother's face and like kicked your granddad in the balls.
Yeah, it's like,
no,
dude,
it just means we think this one thing should be different.
Just means we disagree.
Yeah. Crazy.
So that was our little serious topic that I wanted to hit. Yep. And now onto something that's gonna make Bot laugh really hard because he experienced this firsthand. Me and getting scam calls.
Dude, I wish this was recorded. I'm not the person being like, oh my god, we need to like record everything. I don't think that, but this was so fucking funny. The way, I'm just go. Just go.
So I got a call from someone I did not recognize who was calling me from like, was it Kentucky, I think?
That was something like Kentucky.
Yeah, and just so everyone knows, I like have never touched Kentucky with a 10-foot. Actually, I was in Kentucky for 45 minutes when I was moving from Oregon to Tennessee.
Nice.
That's as far as hold on. Is Louisville in Kentucky, or am I stupid?
Louisville's Kentucky.
Okay, okay, hold on. Side tangent. No, because I need to talk about this. Okay, we stayed in Louisville, because that's how you pronounce it.
Yes.
For a night, and when we were traveling, and so every time that we stopped somewhere on our road trip, one person in the family got to pick where we ate for the night.
Okay.
And it was my pick. And I looked at my dad and I was like, isn't Louisville like really popular for barbecue? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, hey, let's go to a barbecue place. I have never had. It was euphoric.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It was that hands down the best barbecue I have ever had was in Louisville. And I wish I can remember the name of the place. I might be able to look it up, but it was, oh my God, it was life-changing.
I had some damn good barbecue in Texas that gave me the same reaction.
Dude, yeah.
Shout out to my cousin. So
yeah, I have like barely ever been in Kentucky. So this person calls from Kentucky, and they were like, "Hi, is this?" And they had my name, which kind of set me off a little bit. And they were like, "Is this yada 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 yada?" And I was like, "Yes." And they were like, they asked me like, "Is this your phone number?" And I was like, "Yes." And then they asked me some other information that was like, "Okay, why do you have this information?" And keep in mind, I was still wary because my debit card information had just gotten stolen. So I was like, okay, I'm a little iffy. And so they asked me this other information, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable answering that. And the lady was like, "Ma'am, I need this information in order to tell you." I was like, "Why are you calling me?" And she was like, "I need this information in order to tell you." And I was like, "I do not feel comfortable giving you this information. Tell me why you're calling me first, and then I can tell you the information." And she was like, "Okay, you have an outstanding payment of $300 and something in this hospital." And I was like, "Where's that hospital located?" And she was like, "It's located in," I think she said it was in Kentucky. And I was like, "Ma'am, I've never been to a hospital in Kentucky. I can tell you that right now." And she was like, "Well, you have an outstanding payment." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, this lady's not going to listen to me, and this is clearly a scam call. And I was like, "Okay, well, listen." And at this point, I was in call with everybody. And I think at this point was when I unmuted my thing.
You were unmuted
microphone
for a decent majority of the time, I think.
Yeah.
But you were just kind of away, so we couldn't really hear you. You were like, "Oh, they're on a serious call. Like, we need to, The vibes shifted in the Discord call because we were like, "Oh, this is serious."
So yeah, at this point, I'm in a fight with the lady because she's asking for my card information, and I'm telling her no. And so she was like, "Well," she's like, "I need your card information to pay this thing." And I was like, "Ma'am, I don't have those funds. I do not have $300 in my bank account right now." And she was like, "Well, can we do like a monthly payment?" And I was like, "No, we cannot." I'm like, I don't feel comfortable giving you my information." And she was like, "Ma'am, we'll stay on the phone with you." I was like, "Great. I don't have those funds in my card." And she was like, "Well, do you have a family member who can give us their card information so that they can pay it off?" I was like, "Listen, my family is tight on money, so no, I don't." And I was like, "And on top of that, I don't feel comfortable giving you that information." And she was like, "Well, we need to figure something out." I was like, "Listen, ma'am," and at this point, I'm actually being honest. I was like, "My card information just got stolen, and my debit card is currently on a lock. I don't own any other cards. My parents won't be comfortable giving you any information from their cards. So I don't know what to do about this." And she was like, "Okay, well then, what I can do is suspend the payment for now, and then we can call you back. We can call you back, and we'll go from there and see if we can set up a monthly payment plan." And I was like, "Great, my card should come in 6 days." And at this point, I had my idea rolling in my head.
Yes.
I was like, "My card should be coming within 5 to 7 business days, and we can figure something out." And she was like,
I also want to add something to this, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
At this point, like from the don't have the money, it's like we're tight on money. At this point, all of us in Discord were like listening. We were like, "Oh shit, what's going on here?" Right? And another part of the story that I don't think you realized at the time, you were still screen sharing your entire screen to the Discord also.
Oh yeah.
Because you're playing Date Everything.
Yeah,
so
I was playing Date Everything, so I was sharing my screen.
Pulled up during this whole time.
Yeah, so I was sharing my entire screen. I wasn't just sharing Date Everything. Yeah, well, no, I knew that I was sharing my entire screen, but I had forgotten, just during the phone call. And
Gotcha.
so this lady asked me, "Is this a good number to call you at?" And immediately it clicked. I was like, "No, you know what? I'm getting a new phone soon, so let me give you the number for that phone." Even though, realistically, if this lady was smart, she would know that you don't know what number you're going to get before you get the number.
Right.
So I was like, "Let me get you the phone number." And so I start looking it up. And obviously the people in call are seeing me look up funny fake phone numbers or prank phone numbers.
You Googled top 10 prank phone call numbers.
Yeah.
And the second you Googled that, everyone in Discord slowly started getting what was going on. So we just started.
Everyone started
like, God.
And it started slowly too. Like it started like I just heard bots like little like, and then I slowly heard everyone in the call join in. Mind you, there's like 6 people in this call.
It was like when you're trying not to laugh in the back of class, so the teacher doesn't hear. It was so
like a wave
funny.
of chuckles.
Oh,
and
it was like a fart in the
so
elevator.
Hard not to laugh.
It was. We were all stuck with it.
I was trying so hard not to laugh.
It was so good.
I know. I was trying so hard because I had my headset on, and so I was listening to this just slowly increasing in volume chuckle, and slowly it was like in music when you add another instrument every 8 count. It's like somebody else joined in every time.
It was like so true.
First it was bot, then it was redacted, then it was wind, then it was out. Like
I broke the seal with my like.
Yeah.
It just sort of went from there.
And so
God.
I gave her. She was like, so yeah, we'll call you in like 6-ish days, or like next week. She said, which I don't remember exactly when this happened, but I think
it was over the weekend or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. By this point, they've called the number.
Yeah, and so what ended up happening, and I don't know if bot will put like the audio of it, but I gave her the phone number, like the prank phone number for Santa's workshop, because it was the first one that came up.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. I gave her the number, and she was like, "Yeah, okay." And I'm
actually just gonna put the phone number in the edit here, so if you want to call in here for yourself, here it is.
Yeah, there you go. And they were like, "Is this still a good email to reach you at?" And I was like, "No." And I gave her the most random email.
You did.
Literally,
I don't even remember what it was.
It was boop. It was BOOP and then a random set of numbers. And I was like, at gmail.com.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that was really funny. And everybody started chuckling, and we all started laughing when I hung up.
It was so fucking funny because it was just like we were all like, oh shit, this is like a serious thing. This sucks. They have to like deal with this. Oh no, this is horrible. Like, and we were all like concerned for your well-being. And then all of a sudden we saw top 10 prank phone calls, and I was like, oh, I get what's happening.
Gave her the
here.
Number for Santa's workshop.
Because I have a family friend who, whenever she gets a prank call, and she's like, oh, goodbye, dog. She just jingled out. You can hear her like jingling.
Yeah, I heard it.
I love her like little like jingles, and like she has very floppy ears, so she'll like shake out pretty much on occasion.
And it'll make that like.
You can just hear her ears slapping the side of her head.
Yeah.
We made a joke that if her ears went bigger, she'd take off. She just did it right there.
Probably like tie him into a bow or something.
We probably could, but
yeah, like they in the cartoons.
Whenever she gets a call, that's a scam. And by the way, mind you, this woman, she's like, I want to say like a 50-year-old Polish woman, like in her 50s, right? And the concept of how we know her is that her and my mother, like my mom has a whole group of friends that are all Polacks. They call each other the Pawnees, by the way. They've known each other since kindergarten, by the way.
Yeah.
And for reference, my mom is gonna be 67. So they've known each other literally their entire lives, right?
Yeah.
And so whenever she gets a prank call, she will pretend to be a like 80-year-old like Polish grandmother who doesn't know what's going on. She's like, oh no, I have payment. Oh God, I have to get my grandson. He knows so much more about the. Oh no, hold on. Can I call you back after? I need to get my grandson. He knows all about. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I don't want to have debt. Oh no, like she will create like characters. She'll create names.
So
she'll create scenarios, and she will run these people on like multiple hour-long trains just to see how dedicated these scammers are, just to dig the knife in and be like, you fucking rats, and then like she'll put her phone in like a metal bowl and like slap it with a wooden spoon. Like it's, oh my God, it is
so funny.
Impressive, just the
That is
verbal
so
and mental
funny.
train this woman will run on scammers. Like it's a legitimate skill that I do not possess, to have improv of that confidence that quickly. Like it's truly admirable and funny as hell.
Yeah.
So I just think of that whenever I see the scam call. It was like I don't know, like in high school, like prank calling was the thing. Like you'd prank call your friends, right? You do like
huge thing.
it was like star 62 to like make it like it would come up as like a block
Anonymous?
to like restricted number or whatever.
Yeah,
It was basically like some like thing you would do before typing in the phone number. That way, when they received it on their end, it would come up as like restricted number or like something like that.
Yeah.
And so we would do shit like that all the time, where we would like. I remember at one time I pretended to be Reznov from COD Zombies. Like I pretended to be, and I was like,
random.
yeah, well, I just specifically remember because I was playing a lot of like Black Ops Zombies at the time, so like I was listening to that character a lot, so I was like, oh, I can do an impression of Reznov, which I haven't done it in years, so I'm not going to try to do it. I do weird like voices and like Kermit the Frog's a good one, and I do random voices and shit all the time just because I do D&D, and it's, I don't know, it's just I find it fun to just do those like little things. But so I pretended to be a Russian guy named Reznov who was like trying to track down a guy because he owed him drug money. And so I was like, this is bullshit. You give me my fucking money. You owe me. I know this is you. This is the number. I traced it myself. Like I was like, oh, it was fun. So like it's weird that like it's kind of flipped now, and now it's like a legitimate annoyance. Like back then it used to just be like a funny thing you do with your friends, and now it's like, ugh, I want these fucking calls.
Well, that's how you know that you've hit adulthood, is when prank calls become like, you're not the one prank calling anymore. Now you're getting prank called.
No, you've hit adulthood when you walk into like a Home Depot or a Lowe's and you go like, huh, that's cool. I like that. Like, oh, my childhood's fucking dead. Like, I'm walking around Home Depot like it's Toys R Us and getting the same luster and wonder. Like, whimsy is dead. I'm an adult. I don't like that. Which is like, it's a whole other thing because I don't know. I've never really mentioned this to you, but I had a conversation with one of my friends yesterday just because I was like crashing out and just having a real rough day. But so at one point when I was still in high school at the time, but my first ever girlfriend at one point like looked at me and was like, "Did you have a childhood?" Like, and like in full sincerity, he's like, "Did you have a childhood?" And I was like, "I don't know." I was like, I matured at a very young age. Like I feel like I've been this age mentally since like I was 11. Like my childhood was basically Skyrim and like other single player games and whatnot, and just like existing. Like I would wake up, go to swim, go to school, and then come home. Like I was like, I basically was like, and because it was explained to me like, because of my parents' age, like, this is school, it's a job, this is work, this is what you need to do. It's not supposed to be fun, it's not supposed to be whatever. So I like had that mindset of like, oh, I'm not supposed to enjoy this or be happy during my day, which is not a mindset you normally get drilled into you until you're like working full time. So I had that drilled into me in like middle school.
When you were in school,
My girlfriend just got home, so my dog is so happy and freaking out right now. Oh, she's loving it. You can probably hear her tail and the jingles going off, so she's having a fun time. But so I don't even know how I got into that, but so that was a real fun thing. It's like, did I have a childhood? So I don't even know. It like, kind of hits you. Whenever I talk about those things where it's like childhood things, I feel like weird about it because I don't know like if what I'm saying is actually like a true experience, because I don't know if I had like a genuine childhood, if that makes sense. You know, like I don't really have a lot of childlike nostalgia for things. I have nostalgia for like games that I played when I was younger. Yeah. And I love Skyrim because of that, and I love other things like Mega Man X4 and like Midnight Club and Skate and SSX and
that fucking
like the classic. I don't know if anyone remembers. There's a game called like Rampage where you play as like a giant monkey or lizard, or I don't remember what the other one was.
Yeah,
but you just like destroy cities. They made a movie about it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Rampage movie.
I remember seeing that. I was like, oh man, I played these video games a lot when I was a kid. But like,
yeah, it's a bad.
I don't know. It's also weird and skewed, and that's something that we can unpack on another time. But
yeah. Speaking of unpacking on another time.
Yeah.
I said last time that I was gonna explain why I don't curse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So okay.
I know this lore, but go off.
I don't know if it was in the test episode that I said this or in the first episode that I said this. I was taught how to curse when I was 10 by Nicki Minaj's Super Bass.
Yeah, I think this was in the test episode.
This one is for the boys with the boomer systems, top-down AC with the cooler systems. So that's how I learned how to curse.
Yes. It's also where you discovered you like women, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember you mentioning that. Like, you discovered
has a super bass.
That was like your awakening moment.
Yeah. So I saw, sorry, I was just reminded of Nicki Minaj. I've completely lost train of thought.
Why you don't curse?
Oh, yeah. So anyways, she taught me how to curse. And when I was a kid, I would say, like, you know, you just learn how to curse. These are new words.
Yes.
They're cool. They're adult. You want to say them every 2 seconds. And so I did. And then my mom told me, which, by the way, I think this is a great lesson, like a great way to teach your kids how to curse. Well, don't teach your kids how to curse.
I know what you meant.
But this is a great way to teach them
the concept
what
of
cursing means and what it, when you should. She said, you are not allowed to curse until you know how to use curse words properly. Because hearing a curse word, every other word is annoying as hell.
Yeah.
And so that's, when I hit like 15 was when I actually was able to start cursing because I knew how to use it.
Right.
Cut to 8 years, I don't know, whatever. I'm 23 now.
A number of years later, I kind of like reverted back into like I curse a lot. Right.
And a lot of my friends who I like play games with, or they stream, or they make videos, it started this ongoing joke of like, oh, Dolphin's here, which that's what I go by online. It was like, Dolphin's here. I gotta put a swear warning. Ha ha ha. I gotta put a swear warning. Oh, I gotta ready myself to say like language.
Right.
And I was like, I took that to heart,
Right.
It made me a little self-conscious. And this isn't me dissing my friends. This is me saying like, I want to, I want to fix myself. And so I was like, it started as a joke. My friends were like, you should like, 1 month of Dolphin not cursing. Cause I had a redeem on my on my Twitch channel that was 10 minutes of no cursing.
Right.
And I struggled.
I remember.
And so,
I remember abusing that redeem a few times.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? It would be so funny if like and this was like in November, December that we were making these jokes. I was like, it'd be so funny if for New Year's, my resolution is to quit cursing cold turkey.
Right.
And originally I implemented the rules that a creator friend of mine has. But his rules are extremely strict, and there's no way I would have done it. So we kind of like fixed it a little bit. There is a few loopholes. I can use the C word that Americans hate saying. I can use that if I'm only if I am talking about my ex,
right?
Because it's deserved. And then I can say dick, I can say ass, but I can't say a hole. Or at least the full word. I can say a-hole though. I can say, originally I couldn't say boobs or tits, and I was like, that's not fair because I'm lesbian. Crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, so that's not a thing now.
Those are like D tier curse words, anyways. Let's be real honest.
Yeah,
just like
it's like so. Like,
it's not,
yeah, and then what I decided to do was like, that's not enough incentive, because that just makes it so that, okay, on stream I won't curse, off stream when nobody's listening I can curse as much as I want. So I gave myself my own incentive, and I got 3 bags of marbles, and every single time I curse, I put a marble in a jar, and I'll send a picture of the jar. I think the jar is about halfway full right now.
Hell yeah.
Maybe a little less. Every time I say a curse word, any curse word, I take a marble, I write down the initial of that curse word or the whole curse word, depending on which one it is. And then I put the marble in the jar, and at the end of the year, every marble is $1 that I'm going to donate to a charity of my choice.
Right.
I still haven't done the research for the charities because we're still only halfway through the year.
So you still got a few months.
Yeah. My biggest competitor right now is probably Trevor Project.
Yeah, it's a good one.
But I'm still kind of trying to figure it out. So it's an incentive to like, I would say it's an incentive to not curse, but like donating to charity is actually really nice.
Right.
But it's a thing that's like, if I curse, that's money out of my bank account, and it's going to somewhere great. I'm glad it's going to somewhere good.
It's just a way to keep yourself accountable.
But yeah, it's a way to keep myself accountable. Exactly. So yeah, that's why I don't curse. You'll see me say hell. Again, I say hell, dick, ass, all that stuff, tits. YouTube's going to love me on this one.
Dude, I've been flying off the handle. I've had a really stressful, like, week and a half. So, like, I feel like I've been flying off the handle a lot. Also, just to my own flavor of this, I'm from Jersey. This shit's in my DNA.
Yeah, it's like I've met
I don't think
so
I'm
many
that
people.
bad, but, like, listen. We're adults.
Yeah.
It'll come out on occasion.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's really funny because I realize now, I'm meeting people this year who have slowly gotten used to me saying covers for curse words.
Right.
So now, next year, okay, so the whole point, let me just to kind of finish my last thought. The whole point with me quitting cold turkey is kind of like when you're addicted to something. You quit cold turkey and hopefully it gets better. I can feel it that it's getting better. When I do say a curse word, it feels weird.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that in our tester episode where you were like, you said a swear word the other day and you said it like it felt wrong. I was like, it's progress, wrong. Kind of.
Yeah, and so the other one was I watched a friend's old video, which like last year.
Right.
And in that video, I said a few curse words, and I was like, ugh. Like, I was listening to it, like, ugh.
It gave me the ick hearing yourself say those things.
Yeah, like, it gave me the ick. Like, it more gave me the ick, like, the amount of times I cursed. And I was like, God, how did you guys, like, put up with me?
Right.
Like, I was telling, like, my friends who don't curse. And so I was just like, I can feel that it's working. And I'm hoping that once the year is over, it'll at least be kind of like, I'll curse a little less, Right.
It'll probably take you a little bit to like not have to feel like you need to like punish yourself or hold yourself accountable for these things.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good thing though.
Yeah, I can't wait to say my first F word though. I call it a relapse.
Right.
Because I did curse the other day. I accidentally said the sugar honey iced tea word. Which, for those of you who don't know that saying, it's get the first letter of every single one of those words, and you'll see what I'm saying.
I've said it a few times during this podcast, actually.
Yeah. I said that word the other day, and I was like, ooh. Like, I got, like, a little shiver down my spine. I was like, oh, I missed that.
One slip through the cracks.
Yeah, so I called it I relapsed the other day. I don't remember how I said it, or I think it literally just slipped out, and I was like, oh, gotta add a marble.
Sometimes it be like that, I think.
Yeah, I do think that cursing in some situations is necessary. And I'm not gonna lie, I have said multiple times, and for those of you who know the lore behind why I stopped streaming for a while, you guys know that. This year has been such a test of that resolution.
Yeah,
I picked the worst year to do that.
Oh yeah, you gave yourself a challenge.
Oh yeah. And when I went on my date the other day, the girl's roommate asked me about it, and she was like, "So you don't say any of these words?" I was like, "Nope." And she was like, "I could never." And I'm like, "Yep." I was like, "If you would ask me that 6 months ago, I would have said the same thing." How do you think
you feel right now? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like pent up. I swear to God, the second it hits 12 o'clock.
Well, you don't swear to God. That's the point.
I am letting out the biggest F-bomb.
Hell yeah.
Like nuclear.
Yeah, you know what?
Like if I it's yeah. And I will forever remember this year as the year that I didn't curse.
This has been an interesting year. It's been a very memorable year for a lot of ways.
I know. But yeah, that's the reason why I don't curse. I have gotten passes by friends because even like, so okay, my moderators for my cursing is Redacted and Fern.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Which are two of my friends that they just, they keep me in check with all that.
Right.
And so every so often I'll ask them like, when like a bunch of stuff went down in January, and I literally messaged Redacted and Fern and I was like, please, just one pass.
Right.
Just one.
A schmeckle.
So I've had a few passes from them. where it was like, I need to say, like, this doesn't work if I don't say a curse word.
Right.
So yeah, that's the reason why I don't curse. I regret it. I don't regret it. I'm okay with it, actually.
Yeah, no, I think it's something that's been working out, and I think the fact that like the testament that you feel differently because of that is proof that it's working in its own way. You know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice little bow to.
God, do I miss it sometimes?
Oh, that's fair. You can live vicariously through my northeastern tendencies.
It's like you know, like a recovering alcoholic, like you know, after a few years of them recovering and everything, like they'll like sit around with people that the other people are drinking alcohol, so it's like, you know, you kind of like live vicariously through them. That is just what I've been doing, like
with swearing.
Other people cursing in front of me gives me the, like, you know, that satisfaction I need. Yeah. So but it is funny, like, you know, like I'm going out on a date with the girl, and like, you know, it's like she has not met me outside of when I'm not allowed to curse. Right. So it's like, if we are still talking to each other, knock on wood we are. I don't have any wood around me. But here, wait, hold on.
I got you. I knocked on wood.
So, you know, if we're still talking by the end of the year, she's going to have to like meet a whole other side of me that actually does curse.
Right. They've unlocked stage 2.
Exactly. Like she'll unlock that part of the skill tree.
Spec far locked enough. That's so good.
I know, right? Speech 100. I knew you'd like that one. Oh, it's a Skyrim thing.
That is. Hell yeah.
But anyways, I think that's everything. I think.
For now, this has been a good chat. There's a lot of range this episode. It has
been a good chat. Yeah, I know, right?
Always fun.
We were going to talk about retail horror stories, but actually I was thinking we might want to maybe bring in a guest for that one.
Ooh.
I'm thinking about it. Because you and me mutually know someone who works in the food industry who I'm sure has horror stories.
We do?
Yeah, we do. Hold on.
I don't know who this is.
Sorry. Bot's losing a brain cell.
Oh, shit. There it goes. There's the last one. It left.
So yeah, I sent you a message as to who it is, but that's all I'll say, and maybe we can have that person on.
Right? No, I did know that. No, sorry, I'm dumb. Hold on, I gotta go. I'm a dumbass. I'll see you later. I'll see you next week.
Yep. Maybe we can have that person on next week.
Yeah,
and see what they have to say. That'd be awesome.
I would actually, I'm gonna approach the mic. Actually, deadass, that would be really fun. I would actually like that.
Yeah, maybe we can have that person on next week because, you know, I feel like he's gonna have
a few stories.
Oh yeah. People. So yeah. Other than that, I still haven't come up with an outro. So hope you guys enjoyed your snacks. Hope you guys got comfy, and we'll see you next week. Yeah.
Woo!
I got nothing else. I do have something else.
Never mind.
I didn't say this last time, but I guess I'll say it this time. If you're watching on YouTube, we have a Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify, we have a YouTube. Yeah. I'm working on making the TikTok. I still am working on getting clips. And we have a Discord. All of that's going to be in the description. Go check it out. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next week. Have fun. Don't waste your last brain cells, please.
Bye.
Bye.